This is a 2006 season recap. Coach Alan Plant and the Albany Great Danes finished the 2006 season with a 26-5 record. We were the regular season American East Conference champions and the 2006 American East Tournament Conference champions. We advanced to our first ever NCAA tournament appearance at the Division I level, and we showed a lot of heart and determination battling back against Washington, who was absolutely blowing us out, able to pull it within single digits, and we ended up losing in the first round at 93-86. But our effort, our determination, we've certainly done our university and our city extremely proud about the effort we showed here. Absolutely nothing to hang our heads about. It hurts to see the season and time together here come to an end, but done it ourselves extremely proud here all season long, not just in this game or in the American East tournament, but just all year. 26-5 record for a program that had never had a winning season entering the 2006 season at the Division I level, and completely blew that out of the water. Finished this season ranked as well, ranked in the top 25. We were definitely disappointed seeing our seeding. Not a lot of respect for the American East Conference this season, one of the lowest ranked conferences in the nation. But we're hoping for a little bit better seed than that. And Washington was likely going to have a higher seed until they were upset in their first round of the Pac-10 tournament. So we felt we were a bit underseeded. They felt like they were a bit underseeded as well. We had a tough matchup, a really good team. And they were just blowing us out. We never had the lead in this one up for a second. They were up by as much as 25, I believe. And we wouldn't want them completely run over us. You know, we just refused to let that happen. Battle of the Dogs, it was a dogfight, and showed a ton of determination and heart out there. And that's what matters. The season has come to an end for us and for the rest of the nation. The rest of the NCAA tournament has been played. So let's get to that. Let's look at the final results here of the 2006 season in the NCAA tournament. We will recap here in Tyler, starting with the play-in game. Southeast Louisiana, a 61-41 win over Bowling Green to move on last in the field of 64. Washington Regional, Duke the top seed overall. They had no problem against Southeast Louisiana, getting their victory there in blowout fashion. Cincinnati, a 75-66 win against Iowa there in round 1. 13 seed UNC Wilmington getting an upset over the 4 seed Iowa State, 83-70, final there. 12 seed New Mexico State, 58-55 win over Villanova, so another upset. 2 seed, no problem over Jacksonville State, blowing them out. Wake Forest taking care of Florida in the first round. Maryland a blowout victory over Wofford, and Arizona State taking care of business against Colorado. For the second round here in Washington, Maryland blows out Arizona State to move on to the Sweet 16. Wake Forest absolutely blows out the 2 seed there. Stunner, a 40-point victory over 2 seed in Memphis. Wake Forest moves on. 13 versus 12 matchup here, and UNC Wilmington, they're going to get a 62-58 victory. The 13 seed goes on to the Sweet 16, and they will take on the top seed Duke, 76-68 victory over Cincinnati. It's a real David versus Goliath matchup here in the Sweet 16, and it goes to Duke, a 75-65 victory there. UNC Wilmington hanging in there pretty decently. But Duke will move on to take on Maryland, who gets a 90-83 victory over Wake Forest. So the regional final here in the Washington Regional, Duke versus Maryland, and Maryland victorious 85-73. They take down the top seed overall Duke to move on to the Final Four. Look here at the Atlanta Regional, top seed Connecticut, an 85-69 win over American. LSU a 5-point victory. 67-62 over Xavier. Nevada takes care of business against Tulane. Alabama takes care of business against Creighton. Big upset here, the 15-2 upset. Butler takes down Northern Iowa 59-49. Northern Iowa had been surprising people all year by playing fantastic basketball, but round one of the NCAA tournament, they can't get it done. Butler, congratulations, they'll move on. And a huge victory for Belmont, 65-61 over Michigan State. They move on. Arkansas, a victory over Delaware State. 1 point win Northeastern, getting by Indiana, nail biter. Second round, Arkansas takes care of business against Northeastern. They move on. 15 versus 10 and 15. Butler, they get the victory over Belmont, cruising over them to move on to the Sweet 16. 15 seed moving on. Alabama gets the victory over Nevada. And top seeded Connecticut, a 1 point win, 72-71 over LSU to move on to the Sweet 16. Alabama 67, Connecticut 63. Great game there. Alabama moves on to the regional final. Top seed goes down. 15 seed Butler, their run comes to an end. Arkansas, a 11 point victory, 62-51. Atlanta regional final goes to Alabama, 51-45. Alabama will advance to the Final Four. Look here at the Minneapolis regional, top seed Arizona, 77-63 over Cal State Fullerton. They move on against West Virginia, who blew out Minnesota. Wisconsin, a 5 point win over St. Francis, New York. Washington, a 7 point win over Albany. Texas cruises over Southern. Georgia Tech 72, UNLV 66. Georgia Tech moves on. Boston College takes care of business against Winthrop. Kentucky moves on against Louisiana Lafayette, an 18 point win. Second round, Kentucky takes care of business against Boston College by 14. And 2 seed Texas blows out Georgia Tech. Good game here. Washington is going to get a 2 point victory over Wisconsin, 60-58. Good game here as well. The 8th seed West Virginia will take down the top seed in the Minneapolis Regional, 75-71. Top seed goes down, upset there. And West Virginia blows out Washington in the Sweet 16 to get to the Elite 8. Blowout victory there. They will take on Texas, who had a 83-68 win over Kentucky. Minneapolis Regional Final, West Virginia takes it, 78-72. The 8th seed West Virginia makes a run in the Minneapolis Regional to go to the Final Four. Last regional, the Oakland Regional, top seed Oklahoma takes care of business against Canisius. The 9th seed Georgetown, a 63-57 win over UCLA. Louisville gets a victory over Valparaiso to move on. A 12 versus 5 upset. UTEP 66, Notre Dame 55. UTEP moves on. 2 seed blows out Eastern Washington. Charlotte the victory there. Good game here. Pittsburgh, a 66-64 win over California to move on. Syracuse takes care of business against Harvard. Gonzaga, a 4 point win over Hawaii to move on to the next round. And Gonzaga is victorious over Syracuse, 75-66 in round 2 in the Oakland Regional. Charlotte, another solid victory, 81-67, take down Pitt to move on. 4 seed Louisville blows out the 12 seed UTEP in the second round. And the 9 seed Georgetown, victorious 73-60. They take down Oklahoma. Top seed goes down. No 1 seeds will be advancing to the Final Four. Look here, Sweet 16 matchup, and the 4 seed Louisville 68, the 9 seed Georgetown 62. Louisville gets a win. What a great game here. Gonzaga, a 1 point victory, 75-74. They take down the 2 seed Charlotte to move on to the Oakland Regional Final. And it goes to Louisville, 82-69. Louisville, congratulations to them. 4 seed will move on to the Final Four. So here we go, 4 teams remaining, and here it is. First round matchup, the 3 seed Maryland, the 4 seed Louisville. Great game. Maryland gets a 71-68 win over Louisville to move on to the national championship. Second one was the 5 seed Alabama, the 8 seed West Virginia, and another great game. Alabama, a 2 point win, 60-58 to move on to the national title game. 3 seed Maryland, 5 seed Alabama for the 2006 national championship. And another very good game. Maryland wins it 74-70 to become the national champions of the 2006 season. Congratulations to the Maryland Terrapins. What a run they had here. Congratulations to Maryland, all the Final Four teams, all the NCAA tournament teams, everyone who had a great season here, 2006. That is the end of the 2006 season. Let's take a look here at our season recap. Again, things off here in the Classic Tournament. Again here on Florida's home court, taking on Oakland. Started off the season with an 82-66 victory. Then our most impressive win of the regular season on Florida's home court, able to get an exciting win, 73-65. Moving on to Madison Square Garden, big comeback win here, took down Georgia Southern, 73-68. We go on to the tournament final, and we lost to Louisville, 99-88. First home game, we defeated Cornell, 72-48. Then a big win here on the road, taking on San Diego State, 77-70. And a loss on the road against UCLA, 77-64. Victory on the road against Siena, 103-87. Victory on the road against Cleveland State, 79-68. Big win here at home against Harvard, 79-70. Then conference play began. The American East started things off with a win at home against Binghamton, 80-53. On the road, a victory against Stony Brook, 79-64. Followed by a rough loss against Brown, our worst defeat of the season, 84-57. Back in conference action, we were at home, taking on Hartford, got the victory, 84-57. Win against Maine, 78-55. Victory on the road against Boston University, 83-64. 1 point loss at the buzzer against Vermont, 79-78. Vermont, the three-time defending American East Conference tournament champions, entering the season. Then a nail-biting victory against New Hampshire, 65-63. New Hampshire nearly beat us at the buzzer about. Then a win against UMBC at home. This was a big victory in the conference standings, 87-55. Blew them out. Nail-biting win on the road against Binghamton. Almost getting a buzzer beater, just a second or two left after shot. An incredible comeback win this was to get the 1 point victory. And took care of business against Stony Brook at home, 68-49. Then an 80-50 victory versus Boston University at home. 65-60 win on the road against Hartford. A victory on the road against Maine, 72-47. An exciting win at home against Vermont, 75-72. Thought it could be our last home game of the season. Then a win on the road against New Hampshire, 71-62. A win on the road against UMBC, 70-58. Win at home against win in the conference tournament. This is where conference tournament began. Pardon me. We were in Binghamton for our first two games. Took care of business against New Hampshire. Had to come back a little bit. 81-52 victory. Semifinal, had to come back again a little bit. Took down Hartford and Binghamton, 73-57. And we moved on to the American East Conference Tournament Championship. And the way the seeding ended up, it became very apparent that if we didn't win the American East Conference Tournament Championship, we likely would not have gotten into the tournament at all. We would have lost at any point in the conference tournament. We needed the automatic bid, and we were trailing by double digits in this one. Trailed by 8 at halftime, able to come back and get the win, 71-59. Such a thrilling victory in front of our home fans, a game that will live on in Albany basketball lore forever. Went to the NCAA tournament, and as a 12 seed, lost to a 5 seed, a very good 5 seed. They were a 1 seed last year. Very strong team, but incredible heart, effort, determination we showed to battle back after we were getting completely blown out. Able to cut it down to single digits. But that's where the 2006 season came to an end. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here at final stats of the season. Here, and say goodbye to everyone here from the 2006 season. He won't be together anymore. Nikola Stefanovic, senior. Points here. And Cedric Warren, senior as well. Drew Pemberton, senior. And Jackie Cardwell. Shane Hilliard. Kenyon Branch. Warwick Harvey. Romeo Cruz. Christian Ledbetter. Launch Arrington, senior as well. Torrin Ross. Isaiah Gibbons. Kilgore and Spencer, both red shirts. That's it for the 2006 season. Incredible team. Made a bunch of history here. American East champions, regular season and tournament champions. And made it to the big dance for the first time in program history. A team that had never had a winning season entering the 2006 season. Unbelievable year here. 26 victories. Season will live on forever. One more time. Let's go Great Danes.